Hey guys, Mark here. Well, I am at the trailhead for an epic, mostly because it's a bit difficult. I think it is actually 100 kilometers long, so it is kind of epic. But the first 2 days of this thing is going to be tough. I want to do section C of the GDT, or is it D? Jesus. It's field to Saskatchewan River crossing. Now, I mean, a bit of a thing to come here. Like the last backpack I did, I talked about I was going to go do Rockwall next. Well, yesterday I was literally halfway to Canmore. Absolutely rainy, crappy, and I just kind of went, you know, I'm supposed to walk up to Flow Lake today. It's nice. I mean, well, it's like Flow Lake is one of the most beautiful places in the backcountry, right? And I don't want to walk up there in this garbage. And so I thought, you know, I have another booking for a walk wall in October. I made both of these like a month ago, by the way. I did not, bogart rock wall bookings. So I decided, you know, I'll just try that one out. So I went back home, drove for like 2.5 hours for no reason, and canceled my rock wall and decided to come and do this instead. Another reason why I'm here is because I sent an email to Yoho National Park asking about 2 trails, and both of them, they were just like, they're ignored, they're deteriorating, they're just getting worse. And so all of a sudden it's like, I better go do these. It's just like Jasper National Park. I haven't done Tonquin and Brazeau. I've done the nasty bad trails that are getting worse every single year. Those are the ones I've done. Tonquin and Brazeau I haven't done. I was going to try and do them this year, but obviously we all know what's happened with Jasper. So yeah, here I am, kind of unexpectedly on, a little bit intimidating, really. All right, I'll try to describe this, but honestly, it's not even fully on the GemTrek maps. So this is Lake Louise Yoho, GemTrek. There's fields. I decided to forego the Tally-Ho Trail. I can always, if I really want to, when I hitchhike back here, I can go and hike it. And so then I've actually completed the GDT, this GDT section of the trail. But today I know it's going to be very tough. So went to the visitor center in field, asked them where I could park, and they said I could park at the Natural Bridge. So that's where I am. I'm at the Natural Bridge trailhead. So going up here, Amiskwi Trail. All right, so switching to the Bow Lake Saskatchewan crossing GemTrek. Down here, there's a big chunk of trail that is not on any map. The only place you'll find out about it is in the GDT guidebook. I'll talk about that in a second, but all right, so up here, Whiskey Pass, up here, up these old roads, Howse Pass, and then up here. I would like to take a day off and maybe explore a little bit. I do have the time, but also who knows what it's going to be like for me getting up here, right? So, all right, farther up on the backside, here we go. This is a notoriously bad trail. No one uses this trail anymore now. People just walk along the river flats as far as I know. Up here, this is intersection with Glacier Lake. Glacier Lake is actually one of the first backpacks I ever put on camera. Okay, and then here, and I'll come out Saskatchewan River crossing. Actually, I'll come out here because that one's a bit of a crossing, so yeah. All right, let's go see this Natural Bridge business. wanted to see the bridge, but also I wanted to figure out just where the hell I was going, so. All right. Amiskwi Pass, 26.7, eh? And then there's a whole thing over here about the internments during World War I. They don't talk about, that one doesn't get much talk. You know, they talk about the Japanese internment in World War II. But World War I, they just rounded up anyone they didn't like. You know, Ukrainians, and so you have Germans, Austrians, Hungarians, and Turks. Anyone from, just happened to be from a country that we were at war with. They just, yeah, we need labor. J.B. Harkin, he's a bit of a controversial figure. And we use them to build stuff in the parks. Yeah, not wonderful. All right, let's go get my backpack. Okay, it is almost 10:30. I actually got myself up early today, 6:30 in the morning, on the road at 6:45. But I had to stop in Canmore, and I had to stop in Field and get some permits. Yeah, but still, I've got at least 9.5 hours to try and get where I want to go, and I know it's, like I said, I know it's tough. I have 30 pounds on my back. That's still not bad, I know, for 7 days of food, 2 liters of water, but I have my old tent because I don't think I really trust my new tent in the case of maybe getting snow. And I'm out 7 days with no easy escape in the middle of September, so. And on top of that, I also have one of my old sleeping bags, so a little more warmth. So yeah, I've taken on some of my old weight again, which I'm not loving, but you know, that's what happens if you want to go do stuff like this in September. Yeah, just a few meters down the trail, already got a couple things to check out with the river. Got to be careful here. Stick my arms out. What a silty river, that's for sure. It must be mostly glacier. I don't want to dick around with stuff like this too much, but you got to go and enjoy things, right? Oh, look how silty it is. My God. It is just cream. It's coming out of a dish, like some kind of like a washer or something, right? This trail I'm about to do is in such poor shape that on the Great Divide Trail Association website, they have, doesn't even mention campgrounds going down here anymore. Just everyone uses the Kiwetinok alternate going through Iceline and such, right? Which certainly has a lot of climb involved. When I talked to the field office, they said they want to clear this out. It's 35 kilometers. They said it would take months. They don't have the budget. Because of course, the longer you leave a trail, I mean, it's not like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't fix itself. It just accumulates. So it is good to hear that at least they want to. They just get some budget, they could do it. Well, instead of going to talk about the GDT guidebook, it's complicated. It's actually a little tough to, there's actually too much information in it at some points, right? I think I figured out how to use it at this point, but yeah, I mean, it's the only guidebook for a lot of stuff in the GDT, right? Like a lot of trails. I mean, when I went through Miette, went through Center Pass, did the Miette River Trail, it was the only decent description. Like the Canadian Rockies Trail Guide did not have a good description of getting through Center Pass when the trail is just gone for, you know, 2-3 kilometers. and did not have a good description about how to get it back. That's for sure. It was out of date. So, I mean, Dustin Links, it's great that he put that out. It's probably a big reason why the GDT has been getting more and more walkers every year. Apparently there's a 4th edition floating around. I didn't even know. I still have a 3rd one. But yeah, we'll figure this out. There's the road. Bunch of old rocks in the way from God knows when. Nice little trail. You know, I can't resist that. Really? You gotta leave your crap here. Here of all places. Kinda cool, man. Gotta say. Alright, got a few different intersections coming up here. Emerald River. I know basically nothing about Yoho's day hikes, so I don't know if this is nice or whatever. What do we got here? I don't even know how far this goes. Oh, Emerald Lake. Okay. And there's another bridge up there and another intersection too. Okay, all I see are little stakes. I don't see actual cages with fish. Alrighty, another old bridge. Across the bridge now, there's like an old picnic table down there. Probably left over from when you could, I mean, maybe people could just drive their car down this thing. And there's a bit of an intersection showing on Maps Me. I don't know what for. Let's see here. Up here, maybe? I have never seen a sign saying skiers only. Like, is it just pure swamp over here? Looks in good shape, too. Here you got a big don't do trail gone. Talker Ridge Trail. All right. This is the one I want. Otto Creek, that's where I'd like to get to. Fire Creek. I had it in my head that Fire Creek was farther than Otto Creek. I get the sense that they're both good campsites, so. And also that kilometerage seems a little exaggerated. Again, as usual. Took about 30 meters to come across the first down trees. Trail itself looks pretty nice, and I know from YouTube. The most recent YouTube I could find, there's plenty of GDT trail stuff on YouTube now. Everyone and their dog. Anyone that walks through the GDT, it seems, is making a YouTube video. But a lot of it's not very detailed. And most of them don't go up this thing. Most of them are doing the Kiwetinok alternate. So I found one from 3 years ago, Kristen Norwick. Seems like a very nice girl. Came up this with her brand new husband. And yeah, there's some parts where they're just smashing through bush. And aside from down trees, so I know it's going to be an interesting day. I mean, I think I'm pretty tough, but if there's anything the Rocky River burn taught me is that I'm not unstoppable, right? I mean, I'm pretty frickin' stubborn, but yeah. You know what's funny about that Rocky River burn is when I run into someone who's watched my channel and they bring up that one. The one where I tried from the one end and I was actually going to try and walk through it twice. So my absolute stupidest backpack, that's the one. I mean, I wasn't laugh at it. It really was truly stupid. But I mean, yeah, that's what people remember, right? North Boundary Trail, South Boundary Trail, 16 days out on trail. No, I remember the one time where my boldness, my stubbornness, made for a rough time. I remember that one. And they like to get a chuckle out of it. You know, I can laugh about it. Okay, this thing isn't being totally ignored, right? This was cut this year. It is starting. One thing, at least about this section of trail, is that trees are all falling, so I have to lift my entire leg over the stupid thing. It's not just a step through, right? There's 10. Look at that one. It's not the tree, it's the branches sometimes, right? Well, the trail's climbing a little, not that much, but I'm sweating. I really feel the extra weight. Yeah, I think it's just humid out too. 31. That one's one of the worst ones. It was just the right height. I just took my pack off and threw it over, then crawled underneath. It could be worse though. I've seen several cleared out with a chainsaw, so gotta count myself lucky on that one. And so far the trail has not been eaten by foliage yet. I know that's coming. 59, 59, 59. 60, 60, 61. That's a high one. 62. 63. This is a trail intersection. Now that is overgrown trail. Wow. I wonder if there's anyone still alive that knows where that goes, or it went once upon a time. So what that means is I've gone 4.5 kilometers. That's not too shabby, considering I'm at see 60. Oh wow, be careful I don't lose count. I think I'm at 69 trees. As you can see, the trail is still holding up. Starting to close in. One thing about this is it's all still wet from yesterday. I'm not super minding. I mean, today it's sunny and the weather forecast is for the next 3 days to also be sunny. But yeah, I mean, it's unpleasant, right? 74, 75, 76. I love old style culverts, man. And not culverts at all. They just built a little bridge. And sometimes they're still functional, right? Obviously. Little coal cave in here. But yeah, doing this thing. It's impressive work. Look how nice and open this part of the trail is. Isn't that nice? Well, the Amiskwi River is down there someplace. You can see a little mountain through this. As far as I know, this is what this is. This is what this whole day is going to be. It's fire road. And they were notorious for not providing views, right? They went on the best place to put a road. So yeah, it's so you know. But as far as I know, this is probably my hardest day. Obviously, I have the most weight on my back, but in a day and a half, I should get out of this and kind of join up where most people are joining up with the original GDT coming off of Kiwetinok Pass. Hey, anything interesting on the trail? So here is what one of those natural culverts, well not natural, just old school culverts look like, right? Looks like they put railway ties on each side. So this part's a little bit collapsed. Still functioning though, the road's still there. And then you can see I dumped my bag here. Because in here you have a nice little clear spot and here's a random camp spot. You're allowed to random camp 5 kilometers away from the trailhead and that qualifies here, so yeah. that's been used recently, all this year. They basically told me no fires, right? And then they announced that actually Banff National Park is pulling a lot of their fire pits out. That's what happens when some moron starts a fire at Hector Lake when they had a fire ban and they actually started a forest fire. One person just has to ruin it, right? This is a big flat part. This is like kind of a camp area for in case they actually have a fire, they just set up. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And then you got this man-made berm here. See, here's a water source too, so this could be a spot where they set up pumps, right, to go fight the fires. But, you know, like berm, all unnatural. Maybe there was a road that kept going down there, but now it's just overgrown. Who knows? Hey man, you gotta make your own interesting stuff along a fire road, right? Anything out of the ordinary, go check it out. Oh, here we go. 100. Woo. 101. If only this was some sort of video game, I get a power up right now. Whatever I can get. Tree count at 105. There's a little stretch here, it doesn't seem to have any. Now it's occurred to me that I might not see a soul for this entire 7-day trip. People who do this stuff are GDT hikers. There's the rare person who goes out to Howse River, Howse Pass. Certainly not on this trail. This part here, I'm not going to see nothing. Wouldn't be the first time. At the Basket Pass Trail, I basically did 7.5 days. I think I did a full 7 without seeing anyone. The only people I did see, like the beginning of that 7 days, was park staff. All right, 106. 107. I still counted the ones that lie flat. They're easy. But I mean, the ones that are waist height and I have to crawl or even take off my bag, those things they also count as ones. So, yeah, boy, starting to get a little more closed in. Good news is that it doesn't seem to be really wet anymore. It's been warm now enough today. I'm still trying to get to a creek that Dustin mentions. And then that's the last waypoint I have. And then there's it's like, oh, 6.8 kilometers further up is blah blah blah. So then it is just me trying to pace myself for 6.8 kilometers. Well, okay, got through that. Tree count is 128. When I get to that creek, that'll be, I think, 7.5 kilometers burned off of this fire road, and 16.6 to Otto Creek Bridge. That's today, so I'm not even half done. And already at 128. I'm okay with my pace though and everything. But of course stuff like this is gonna slow me down. This hasn't been this bad so far. Goofy stuff you figure out on trail. I just went through tree 130. I'm barely even counting even the ones that are hanging over and I got to deal with. And the time is 1:30. Haha. Oh, I think I might be at this creek. All right, cool. This is the one he says 2.8 kilometers farther. Oh, yeah. All right. All right, I'm gonna mark that in my phone. And according to Dustin now, I got 6.8 until Fire Creek. There's a fun one. You got water on the trail, and then the only way to get around the water would be to like go crashing through nasty stuff. Well, my feet were going through wet foliage pretty quickly once I started this trail. So they're wet. So, all right. Splish splash. This tree. And it keeps going for a bit. Usually sections like this, they don't last long. 10, 20 meters, and then you have like a few 100 meters of good stuff. Oh yeah, there's been plenty of little sections like this. Really could use some pruning, some work. Well, I've crossed the 150 mark as far as trees down. Ever since I crossed that creek, it seems like, or I got to that creek, 2.8, things have definitely gotten worse as far as the trail condition. Things have gotten a lot slower. I've decided to become a little more useful when I stop recording, but decided to start wearing these gloves. I mean, I just have to push through so much crap. I already put my T3 jacket on so I can save the skin of my arms, right? I mean, there's a lot of brushing against spruce trees and stuff. But this has become kind of consistent now. I mean, this is not very quick progress at all. As soon as I shut off the camera, things got better for a second. But no way. A trail camera and I've gone over 152 trees. There's no way you come and check this every single year. You actually subject your people to, like I did see chainsaw for, I don't know, 2 kilometers. But there's no way 150 trees have fallen since. And look at this crap. I mean, my God. And back into it again. Like I said, this has become the norm. That little open space has become just a nice little, yeah. And then I got this thing down across, so I get to duck under that. As you can see, I'm starting to climb a little. There's also, just for good fun, like 450 meters to climb or something like that for this. So I'm climbing right now. At least the trail is nice enough to clear up a little bit while I climb. I'm up here, just a little guy, but 172. Oh boy, I've been climbing a bunch. I think based on the fact that this mountain is starting to show up, I might be done this particular climb. And I was, gratified my last break to see that I had crossed the halfway point for getting to Fire Creek. So that 6.8 kilometer section, that really should have talked a little bit about that climb, but sometimes you just get the sense that they've run out of print space and they just stopped describing the trail. But yeah, okay, half done. It's kind of interesting. I think they actually laid like creosote pilings on this part. See over here? For places for the tires to go. Well, since I started climbing that hill and got to the top, the trail has been a lot more clear. So that is awesome. Somehow it's still climbing. Like, it's subtle, but every time I think it's done, it just keeps climbing me a bit more. But I've managed to bash off some distance, and that was much needed. That is refreshing. Kind of thought this might happen. As soon as we start going back downhill, the climate is just a little different, and here we go. Well, you know what? I'm still pretty happy. That was a nice change. Wow, even this isn't that bad, right? No biggie. What do we got here? Yeah, it looks like an intersection, maybe some old road going up there, but a little bit hard to tell. Nice. This might be Yoho National Park, but you can clearly see a logging block going on there, right? And you can see some old road that was going up there. Yeah. Wonder how old that is. We got another one. Hey man, it's been a lot of pushing through foliage, and I think I'm at tree count 187 right now. But coming back to some pretty rare country, right? There's not many people go down here anymore. Well, a little open spot and great spot of a brand new mountain. So I don't know if this is Burnt Hill or if that peak is Burnt Hill. And then I think that one there is Mount Horsey. Seems like a silly name for a mountain. But yeah, what a beauty. Well, I'm happy. It's 3:30 and I am 1.1 kilometers away from Fire Creek. And it's actually possible to camp there. I don't think I will. I have lots of time left to get to Otto Creek, and that's what I wanted to do today. But starting to get little views, you know, little views here and there, and that's nice. Didn't expect anything all day. Let's see, I'll move you over kind of nicely over to that one. Yeah. I haven't seen very much along this road, you know. Usually they do a pretty good job cleaning up. Here you can see this part's kind of, I don't know if it's collapsed in a little bit or is this the way they built it. And here we got a massive piece of metal sticking out. I can't budge it. It almost looks like down there was another lane, all right? Like it's pretty flat and stuff. This is my target for the next few days. This is the valley I'm walking down, Amiskwi Pass. Would be somewhere down there. I'm seeing a few more new ones now. That one there's kind of cool. Look how tree covered they are, man. Be a nightmare to get up those things. That's nice here. There's where I walked from. It looks like the trail keeps going down there. But the road sure as hell didn't. Check out the old bridge. It's strewn out all over the place. It's even, that's probably even a man-made log making that waterfall. All right then. This is quite the, I mean, up there was obviously a road, so I'm not sure. This looks like it was made for vehicles, not for hikers. So they must have moved it while it was still a fire road. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Looks like someone's out here moonshining. What a weird thing to leave out here. Ugh. Oh my, experiment. Oh my goodness. Just climbed up from the water there, the bridge. This was a sawmill or something. So the fire road went across there, but this was for that logging. Remember the logging block I saw? Because there is stuff left behind. Got a bunch of metal pieces. This is just the beginning. I've already spotted a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't even really begun to look around yet. Holy mother load. This is off like vehicles. More metal pieces. This is a pile of sawdust. This is what this is. There's no doubt this was a sawmill. I mean, whoa. Wow. Jeez, I wouldn't want to go in there too far. I wonder what critter would come running out at me. How the heck did this even get here? Like, they dumped it and then it slowly filled with dirt? That's a weird one. You should feel how soft this is. It's like walking around on a mat of some kind. They left all kinds of crap out here. Look at this. Oh, this was like the site of the actual, I mean, there's pipes and holy crap, there's junk. This, oh, that's rock, I think. I actually can't even really tell at this point. I think it's metal. Yeah, like I said, I haven't even begun to look around yet. You see there's like some white tub over here. How old do you think this thing is? Oh my God, do you have any idea how heavy it is? They made that thing to last 1,000 years. Holy jeez. This thing has the most durable paint of all time. Oh, I can't even move it. Looks like a pail. This is cool, man. There's just stuff everywhere. These two sticking up here. This is, I don't know, but these two are both hooked into it. Man. Piles of sawdust everywhere. Not a clue what that is. Most of the garbage is over, the old pieces are over by what I would definitely say is the saw site. This is all sawdust. All of it. I mean, nature has a way of taking it back, but sawdust, it takes quite a while. It really does. I mean, it's basically like soil without any nutrients, right? Oh, there's a bottle. 2 bottles. Yeah, this is, oh, and there, I don't have to look much. I'm finding stuff left, right, and center. They just got up and left. Took anything of value that they felt like, and out they went. Oh, this is a massive, look at this pile. This thing was, and another, it just goes on and on and on. What are you now? You're another one of those moonshining bottles. Oh, you sure are. Still usable, still in one piece. Unbelievable. How old is it? Man, this is blowing my mind a little bit. Oh, more bottles. 1, 2, 3. Still in one piece. Oh, not all of them, but that clear one is. They just dumped what they didn't care for and walked away. Nice view. And there's another big thing of metal over here. These are like major pieces of metal. This might have been a vehicle or one of their machines. Look at the size of it. This actually looks like maybe an old structure. Because now it's just a pile of splinters, but maybe that was the floor for it. This looks like an old vehicle. I've only seen one GDT video that came through this, but they didn't mention this at all. How is this not interesting? To me, this is totally interesting. This is history that's been left, 13 kilometers away from any trailhead, out in the middle of nothing, right? It is cool for me to walk around and treasure hunt, but boy, there were piggies. Piggies. I think this is that like an old rubber boot? Piggers. There's stuff all over the place. Okay, now we're getting a touch ridiculous. A lot of metal, an old tire, another old machine, a barrel, another old tire with a massive chain attached to it. I feel like I'm gonna get tetanus if I'm not careful in here. Look at the weird ass mushrooms growing here. That's probably a different species. Someone should come check that out. Got the little springing from probably a bed. There's stuff everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. Conveyor belt wheel. Hard gloss glow coat for all floors. Salt polish. All right. Johnson's wax, eh? The heck is that stuff? Big red I-beam. Oh, we got something else that has writing. Oh yeah, SO Marvel Lube Mortal Oil. Yeah, that's no. Of course, you have engines, you need oil. There's so many of those. Was it for booze or for some other purpose? Just straight up water? Oh, here we have another. What are you? Is this that motor oil again? Premium. Oh my God, ants. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the motor oil again. All right, that's enough of that. You would think I would run into ants a little more often, but honestly, not really. Yeah, they really were. Can't stress enough. They were piggies. They just left what they didn't want. I mean, look at the sole. Another rubber boot or something. All right, I climbed up from over here, and according to the trail that's on my app maps, I go that way. Otherwise, there's no indication whatsoever, and everything is pretty tramped down around here. It's hard to tell what's lived in and what's not lived in. So you keep going right into one of the primary garbage piles, and I don't remember seeing a trail going this way. Back here. Okay, found a little something. Sure ain't much. I know this thing has to reunite with the fire road, right? Because it stays fire road at least till, oh, looks like it's happened. Okay. Yeah, going up here. It stays fire road at least till Otto Creek Bridge. This sort of thing is why I'm never going to be a GDT hiker. I mean, you think they have time to stop and smell these roses? They have to do 30, 35 kilometers every day. So I'm guessing that they ran through here like their asses were on fire. I will section hike GDT. Even if I never finish it, fine. It's I'm going to greatly enjoy it while I am on it. So I found the road pretty quickly. I mean, this sort of thing is, unless you're beside a river, it's not very natural looking, right? And it walks along here. I mean, the sawmill site is just down here. And then look. So you turn, and this thing starts heading up into this. This is a completely different road. This is not the GDT. This is the logging road. This is the one I saw. This goes up into that area there. You can see it's still in pretty decent shape, right? At least this part. But yeah, you go, you log that stuff. You bring the logs right down here. You chop them up. And away you go. Oh, is that an actual ribbon right there? Yeah, there's a ribbon even hanging from here. I think most people do the same thing I do. You can actually download the GDT on... The app has a different name now. It used to be called Gut Hooks. And then you would buy it for whatever amount of money, right? Like $5 a section even if you wanted. And so that's how you would figure this stuff out, right? It's otherwise it's really not obvious, and it's not obvious in the GDT like You know, Dustin Lynx, he does not talk about this at all. Doesn't mention this. Had to figure this would happen a little bit now that I'm getting back down into the valley off that hill. I'm sure I spent at least half hour. Sorry if I did too much footage in there. What can I say, man? I get excited. I want to put every little piece of metal I find on camera. It's like so old. I'm down by Fire Creek. This really smells like something again, right? Here we have a pointlessly cut log and a bit of a base for something. And the other side of the trail also looks like this, the road. Anyway, compared to what I just saw, it's just like, yeah. So that's 6.8, I'm done. That was a long part. So in the book, which of course is getting kind of old now, there is a bridge here. Okay, yeah, there's still sort of a bridge. Cool, I like it. Look at the size of the logs they used, man. That's a new one. This is Burnt Hill, I think. I think that peak that was behind it is something else. You can see there's an old fire ring. Hasn't been used in some time. This is a possible place that Dustin even mentions to camp. I don't have to. I can definitely get to Otto Creek Bridge, which is about another 2 kilometers. Trail hasn't been that bad lately, right? My tree count only went up 2 since I left the sawmill site. Maybe those two things are connected. Less trees. Anyway. Stop for a little break. Little opening here off the road. Even here we have a board with the nail in it. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. Looks like maybe an outhouse or something here. Not much of a structure, but yeah, I wasn't even really looking. I did go walk around there, but yeah. This thing's gotten a little nicer. It's just going down, down, down. Seems like right to the bottom of the Amiskwi Valley. And tomorrow I try and climb up to the Amiskwi Pass. Hey, I don't see why not. Today has gone, you know, despite some obvious trouble, it's not bad. It's gone to plan, right? It's not like I'm going to show up there and it'll be dark in 20 minutes. I've got time. Well, here's the trail going down here. Here is an alternate. Here's another road. Goes down this way. I just finished walking down like 10 meters. There is just stuff all over the place. The only thing about following a logging road is that it's going to end in a logging block. So you're not actually gonna, you know, it doesn't go to the top or something or anything. It doesn't go to anything exciting. Strange. All right, so that's a culvert. I mean, I think this, based on the condition of this road, I think it was built after the fire road. Here you have some logs going across. It's like, okay. I look down here and like, look at this. It just keeps going and going. Why would did they build like a little canal underneath all these logs down to, like, why? It's certainly a new one. That way looks pretty good. I think I'm at like a critical intersection here. But the way I was just looking, I believe Otto Creek Cabin is down there. Otto Creek Bridge, I believe, is down here. It looks like I'm gonna have to smash my way through a bunch of bush to get to it. And it's at this point that I start looking around for a place to camp, because this is where I want to camp, right? This is not wonderful, this part here. Okay, Otto Creek Bridge. Old cable and stuff, leftovers of old bridges. I can't find much. I came here because it's kind of the logical end to what Dustin Links has in the book, like for this section. And also I saw some YouTubers camp here. They camp right beside the creek. I saw that. I thought there might be a better spot, but not really. I mean, this is a flat part. It's right on the trail, which Parks doesn't like. They pooed all over it. Well, I might just clean it up and set up here anyway. You know, I'm not real high on, you know, like there. I don't much care for the drone of creeks. Not my sleep. Just went a little farther down trail to see what was there. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to have my supper. I'm going to load up on water. And backtrack up the trail, that intersection. I think that seemed flat enough. And I'll find a spot there. I don't have to be real close to water, right? I have 2 liters for tomorrow. That's good enough for breakfast. And then I'll come back here on my way back through and I'll fill up what I need. Figure things out. This thing might be heavy, taped up, I'm getting pretty frayed, but it is nice to have Old Faithful back on the trail again. All right, I've done my supper, tied up my food. That there, that's the intersection, right? That's you go that way, you go down the trail further. You go this way, you go to the cabin, and just up here is where I've set up. It's about the best I can do as far as trying to, you know, follow the directives that National Parks put out. So many meters away from this, so many meters away from that. It's really nearly impossible. So I did think about staying at the cabin once upon a time. When I talked with Yoho about this, they made it very clear that I'm not to stay at the cabin. So, I mean, I am on YouTube. So, yeah, not staying at the cabin, staying here. Okay, let's go find the cabin. This is my primary objective for coming this way. Well, final tree count was 191, by the way, for that section. And I fully expect this to be in pretty bad shape too. I mean, if I had gone the Kiwetinok Pass alternate, it would have been like a full day. I mean, to come down here, try to find the cabin on a day hike. So it's kind of like, well, I might as well just take the hard way and, you know, do it that unique fashion. Well, unique nowadays. And come find this thing. I mean, one of my primary things is to try and see all the cabins, right? Ugh. All I have to go on is that there is trails on WhatsApp. And I mean, on WhatsApp, the trail crosses this creek over here. And then it breaks in two and Ys. You know, there's a Y intersection and goes in 2 directions. So I mean, I got nothing to go on, so I'm just gonna go out and see what's up, see what I can find. Well, so far this is consistently as bad as anything I saw on the regular trail, so hoping this thing isn't far away. Cabins have no signs unless it's an ACC hut. It's just a matter of going down a trail and there it'll be. Well, appears I do need to cross. And the trail even crosses again. So I mean, it's not worth me bushwhacking over there. You can see there's a big cliff basically. All right, screw it. My feet are wet. They've been kind of drying for quite a while, but also not really, so. And if I'm gonna cross 4 times, ugh. Yeah, at least my feet are getting in the water. Unfortunately, the trail up here looks awful. It actually does. Trail has gotten better, thankfully. This is really rare territory now. Not many people are doing the GDT the old-fashioned way, and I think even fewer of them are coming looking for a cabin. Supposed to be a Y intersection over on that side someplace. Guess I could cross on that log. But if I slipped and fell, it'd be awful, right? But I didn't see anything, so we'll keep following this guy. Slippery. Bloody rocks have been completely cleaned by the creek, right? Oh. All right. You have to be kidding me. How can this terrible trail have cameras on it? Hey guys, maybe clean up the trail a little? That'd be cool. Lordy, 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 I got it. A vestige from a lost time, because there's clearly not been horses down that trail in a long time. This would all be all they would use, as helicopter landing pad. Not much of a view from the front deck. Bit more out the back, but still not much. Cabin's in fine shape. Looks like paint on the back, fresh paint. Tin roofing. There's two buildings. Oh, there's even one with a window. Wow. Just has wood inside, I think. I think the door's even open. I might check that out. And then porta potty doesn't look in very good shape. Well, I'm definitely not going to keep going. There's got to be nothing else down this thing, right? I mean, this is the middle of, yeah. This is the middle of no place. And it's not that far out in the backcountry, but still, who comes to this except for cabin enthusiasts like me? 4 massive pieces of timber. Why is all this sawdust here? Like they actually cut it right inside here? I understand why it's not like locked. Why would any animal really care to get in there, right? It's just wood. Me putting that on there, that's more locked than it was before. Not bad. It's tough to do it without getting the reflection at least of some kind, right? One thing about staying here is, well, what's there to do? There's nowhere to hike. The bear decided to mark it at one point. Even just sitting on the front porch, there's not a lot to look at. I guess you just go beating your way down this nasty trail and change out the camera. That's what you could do. Trails on Amiskwi are, there's 2 of them going totally different directions. Neither of them comes here. I mean, Amiskwi can be a nice tool, but A lot of times you just got to ball it up and whip it over your shoulder, right? There was nothing else for me to follow except the awful trail I was already on. I mean, that was the only option. So, yeah. Well, the fire road going that way is in even worse shape than the one I just did, but I still wonder where it goes, what it does. It might go to like some pasture for the horses, because there really isn't much here, right? And even down there, I don't remember many open areas. So anyway, that's enough for me. Mission accomplished. I'm still really surprised there's a camera over here and there's not one single lick of trail work. No sign whatsoever. I mean, what do they care about this 100 meters of trail to the first crossing, right? I mean, why not clear it out so they can get to the thing? I'm just kind of wandering down along the river instead of on the nasty trail up there. It's funny that they come back here to log, and like a tree like this barely exists out here anymore. This is freaking massive. And then they use it in bridges. I mean, there must have been thousands of trees like this out here for them to be like, yeah, we'll use this one in a bridge. It's fine. We can just afford to kind of lose that money. Just kind of playing. I don't expect to find anything too meaningful, just pieces of old bridge. Well, that was a successful day. I found the cabin and everything. Really not much to look at around here. I mean, the trail is barely fit to be walking around on, right? So, yeah. Tomorrow, 18 kilometers to Amiskwi Pass. Things should get better. I guess at first it doesn't. At first it's the same crap. And I should be also reaching the intersection for the Kiwetinok alternate. So, yeah, you know, could be interesting. And there's another cabin up at Amiskwi Pass for me to check out too. So, but yeah, I'm encouraged by, I'm pretty happy with it today, right? I had obviously the heaviest pack and pretty much almost 17 kilometers of sketchy, weird trail. And I was never sure when I walked around the corner what it was going to be like. So anyway, good night.